what is the juiciest info you've found out about someone, but only after they passed away? I found out recently that a distant relative who did genetic genealogy found out that 2 of the kids they played with in the neighborhood were actually their half-siblings. Dad had a long-term affair with the neighbor kid's mum, and there was evidence that at least the 2 of them knew the actual paternity of those kids. So, he fathered 6 kids, and the other husband fathered 2. The relative who was the father of 6 died from a very aggressive cancer at the age of 40. That's pretty much all else I know about him. The other couple stayed married till death did they part. After her death, I learned that my grandmother, who appeared to be a staunch Christian her entire life, practiced some type of Satanism with her ex-husband for years. Real Satanists don't practice. They get in the goddamned game. I'm sorry, what now? Like a member of one of the satanic churches or some kind of unknown, possibly homespun satanic stuff? Oh, my grandmother was the product of incest between brother and sister, and we only found out at her funeral when Dad mentioned it in her eulogy. Wow, that is certainly a choice on Dad's part. The knowledge was probably eating him up inside, and he figured he'd wait until she passed to admit. It most certainly was. He'd found out years ago through a drunken discussion with his father, but hadn't been able to confront her. I mean, where do you begin? Before she died, and it all bubbled over at the funeral. Jesus, the wake was lit. Lol. Oh, we have one too in our family. My cousin is an incest baby too, product of my great-uncle impregnating his daughter. And my cousin is the second incest baby. The first was adopted out in secret. I've been hearing recently that the prevalence of ancestry DNA tests is revealing it's way more common than anyone wants to believe, and always has been. My grandpa had impregnated his kid's babysitter, who went on to have the baby and raise her on her own. My grandma almost left him over this, but ended up staying with him. After my grandfather died, my grandma shared the news with her adult children because my grandpa had quietly been paying child support over the years until this child was 18, though he'd never met her, and he wanted her to have some of his things after he passed. One of my uncles had to bring her these things and met her for the first and only time. She understandably wanted nothing to do with our family, and no one else has ever met her.